It's your homegirl Ivy of the Rawrdzone Media Network, and I'm here on location at HQ with TitanofRap.com here for our media day. Shout out to Black Widow for having these amazing artists here. Today, in this hour, I am here with Cuban Dvenci right now.
How
Hello.
you doing?
How, how have you been enjoying New York so far?
Oh, I'm loving it. Back in New York City.
So you originally from New York and you moved to PA?
No, I'm from Coatesville, right outside of Philadelphia. So I'm from PA.
How how is the music scene and everything over there?
It's good. It's good. You just gotta get in where you fit in at. You just gotta know the right people and in the right places just to do the music at.
Being a hip hop artist and Philadelphia is a very conservative state, let's say,
Hmm.
right? How difficult has it been to put yourself out there as an artist?
Wow. Um, I've been doing this for a while. So since like '96. So from seeing the transition from you actually had to cut a demo and actually get in the studio and doing shows and all that to where we're going from the MySpace into where we're at now. So it's been a ride because you had to get into that lane. So the old stuff faded out and you got to come in with the new stuff. So it's been a nice little ride.
Um, Being that you said you've seen it from the days of the demos and everything, how do you feel your sound has survived with hip hop? Because we see it. Let's keep it, 100. We've seen a lot of people dressing up in dresses and pretending they're pregnant with an album.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your music has been able to survive
Um.
through these times?
Well, just staying real with me, staying real with me first and foremost. Um. Just the things that I've been doing, in my life and the things I've been going through in my life. I like to talk about it, so I like to keep it from, just telling the story and telling the message. You know. Um. After that, I guess like trying to cross over it as far as business and not as the state of hip hop how it originally informed, but as far as business, just have fun with it.
Okay. So not only you are an overall hip hop artist, you also play instruments.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about that. What came first, the rapping or the instrumental?
Um. Well, my dad he plays in the band professionally, so he went from New York to New Jersey and California. Now he's down south. So watching my dad, play the trombone, um, I picked up the violin, I picked up the trumpet, um, taught myself how to play the piano, and was trying to teach myself how to play the guitar.
How has that helped you in becoming an overall artist?
Um, as far as a producer, it helped out a lot because when I started, and I originally started whatever, I was trying to get into the studio, so I didn't have the funds, back then, to get into the studio it cost. So I kind of figured that I would make my own beats, and since I couldn't hook up the equipment to nothing because they didn't have no software like this, so I had a thing that was called MTV Music Generator, and that's where I started making beats at and everything.
How do you describe your sound?
I don't know. I let people do that for me. A lot of people describe it as like the JayZ.
Okay, so if you had to make your own genre for it, what would it be?
Um, Digital hip hop.
Digital hip hop.
Yeah.
Why?
It's something me and my cousin Beats the Best we talked about because he was my in-house producer and his beats are just like ahead of his time. So we came up with this, digital hip hop.
Do you feel like hip hop will be going a more digital route going forward?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's already here. but it's definitely going to be moving way more into a whole nother world. I say like maybe like in the 20 years.
Tell us more about your music. How did you get started outside of the instrumentals?
Um, sheesh. Back like in '96, me and my cousins, we used to be on the bridge. We was chilling, and we used to be rapping over this album was called Crooks and Villains. Crooks and Villains is a group, from Coatesville, PA. So they was doing things to open up for Biggie. So, we was just like rhyming over the beats and everything and, trying to link up with them. We all young and whatever. And that's how it all started. So we just used to have fun just freestyling and everything and putting tapes in the karaoke machine and just, taping us live. And I think one day I lost my job and I got kicked out of school. And I was like, well, I'm gonna start taking this music real serious, and it's been on ever since then.
With everything that's happened with like the COVID and just the whole world shifting in a way, how do you feel music has been like helpful, in your journey, not only as an artist but as a person?
With the whole COVID situation, I don't know. I guess it just gave me more time to be real creative. Um, as far as a business standpoint, trying to learn how to really market, my stuff on Instagram and Twitter, and just learning the whole market side of the business actually. So I really haven't been in the studio recording and all that stuff because I've been doing that for so long. It was like, okay, we got this downtime, let me learn something else, in the craft, of the business, so I could help like the rest of my artists out.
How much of it in today's age, right? How much
Hmm.
of it for you is business, and how much of it is for the culture now?
Everything is business. Everything. Um, for the culture, I say I keep it the culture, because a lot of people, they look at the jewelry and all that stuff, and they really don't know where that came from. So they think like all the rappers, they got all the jewelry and the money and the cars and the women. Like that didn't start. Like that wasn't the rappers. They were the drug dealers first, and then the rappers wanted to be like them. So I guess as far as like the beginning of hip hop, I still keep that part of the culture. Um, I try to tell my artists, to stay raw with their music. Try to be authentic with yourself first and foremost. Don't try to emulate nobody.
But how, because I've seen a lot of artists, they talk about how there's a lot of people rap just to rap for the
Right,
culture,
right.
rap for whatever, but then they forget, the whole business side of it. How important is it that we should make ourselves aware of both ramifications?
Um, yeah, that's tough because I saw that too. I mean, you got some people that's all about the business, and you got some people that's like strictly hip hop culture and everything. You got to do both. In my opinion, you got to do both. But you got to understand, as being a part of the culture, that you have to transition into the business side. Like, so you have to market yourself. You got to be able to sell yourself. If you can't sell yourself in this day and age, then something is wrong. Regardless if you're still as the graffiti type of person, old school golden age hip hop artist, because there's a lot of them out there. But you got to be able to market and sell yourself.
So speaking of selling yourself, right?
Hmm.
You're in a cipher with five artists that you admire. It could be
Mm,
mainstream, it
mm,
can be independent, right?
hmm.
$1 million is on the line. You got to do a
Mm.
cipher with them. Who are
Who am
you
I
marketing
picking?
yourself with?
Who am I going to pick to be in that cipher?
What? Who gonna get you that millie?
Mm, I guess she's just tough because a lot of people don't even be in ciphers no more. Um, like SP,
Okay.
um, Busta Rhymes,
Okay.
um, let me see, Nas.
Yo, Queen P getting that money though. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Okay.
I gotta put Nas in that joint.
So that was three plus you four. You got one more.
Mm, I'm gonna say Jay.
Interesting.
I'm gonna say Jay because he brings something different. You know, it's not like I mean, if we talking about the old school Jay from like '88, then
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he's
Cause
gonna
I'm like
bring
Jay from now. I'm
yeah
like I'm
yeah
not sure.
he's gonna bring something different. So if we talking about like '88 Jay or '96 Jay, he's definitely gonna bring something different.
What is your favorite part about being an artist?
And just connecting with everybody. Like I love music. I grew up on music. My grandfather did music. My father did music. My mom did music. So
Oh, so you got
just
a whole musical
yeah,
family.
yeah.
Did you guys ever start to get together like the Partridge Family?
No, we ain't do that. Me and my dad, we definitely collab. Like, I think this was like back in like 2007. We had a track out, because he has an older crowd, and we never put it out. But we've been, talking about, trying to work again and do some things, now, especially with the COVID and trying to cross over to a whole different side of fan base.
How, because we have that new fan base that's overwhelming in hip hop, how do you feel like you will approach it?
Um, I think I approach it right. I just like anywhere that I go to do a show, I always try to figure out like who's out there listening. So if we got say like the 60 and older, it could be something classical. Not classical, but like classy, so um be less cussing, talk about, good life and all that stuff and have people dancing on the floor. If I'm talking to people around my age because I'm almost 40.
No
Then
way.
yeah, I'm almost 40. Yeah.
Wow.
So I just to that crowd I try to give it to them that same hip hop that they grew up off of, with the different styles like the golden era and the street. The newer generation I'm still working on that because they got a different swag, different beats and like the they like to talk about like I guess the luxury stuff, like the fame and all this, and so I'm definitely trying to gravitate towards them.
Okay. What projects do you have out right now?
Um, I have our first album that I dropped. I think it was 10 years ago. It's called the Da Vinci Code. You can find that on all streaming platforms. I have my group album called the Fast Five. The album's called the Fast Lane. That's all also out. Um, I'm working on a project now called The Return. I was supposed to be dropping it next month, but I'm dropping it next year.
Okay. If I was wondering, do you mind maybe getting a little lyrical for us here?
Yeah, I definitely do that.
I got no beats because when we put it on Spotify and stuff, they're gonna flag me. So got to do it off like.
Okay. All right. I be on my Gilly shit. Major figure getting it. Out the stash house, Philly go hard ripping it. When you see me at the bar, SP, I'm sipping it. Always at the grind, coming in with a different chick, pouring out the lie in my brand new exotic whip. Nigga bitching on the phone over his relationship. Yeah, I booked your girl cause she sucking mean dick. Take it from the back like she was at least an end chick. Hold up, dude. I don't want no problem. When Cuban in trouble, they'll always try to knock or keep a couple shooters on the team like Stockton to go to the championship. You know what we pop? Bottles of champagne, girl screaming her name. I love a good girl who is using the brain. You know I stay cool, man. Look at the chain, the look of the wrist, and all the corner boys bounce your head at this.
Ooh, that was fire. Ooh, see. And now with that, you gotta tell us where they could find all these bars so they could listen to.
All you gotta do is Google Cuban Dvenci if you're
Oh,
not savvy with
he said
the
Googling
social.
bitches.
Well, the reason why I say that because also you'll find if you Google my name, you'll find all the streaming platforms, the
Hmm.
YouTubes, the Twitters, all the social media stuff. You'll also find like different blogs and magazines that I've been in, so you get a whole list. But
Oh, the
you
references.
yeah, yeah. A lot of artists don't realize that you need that Web 2.0 to have your stuff right there. So
Okay.
Instagram, Twitter, Cuban Da Vinci, and Da Vinci is spelled Dvenci.
All right, everyone. This is Ivy reporting from HQ with Rawrrzone Media and TitanofRap.com. Thank you for joining us. This is a wrap, and we out.